In this video, we'll be taking a look at one NFL game happening on December 22nd, 2025, and providing you with a free team pick and total pick for this game, so 2 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on this one NFL game after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. San Francisco 49ers versus Indianapolis Colts. Philip Rivers is back on Monday Night Football for just his second week, and it really does set up as one of those games you clear your schedule for. In his first start, he held up better than many expected, especially for a 44-year-old quarterback who had been out of the league for 5 years. That debut came against a Seahawks defense that sits in the top 5 in expected points added per pass, so it was hardly a soft landing spot. The staff gave him a clean, simple script, lots of short and easy throws to get him back to game speed, and he went 18 for 27 for 120 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Not a stat line that jumps off the page, but he never looked panicked or lost. He seemed in control of the operation, changing plays at the line and barking at teammates with that same edge he showed in his old San Diego days. On the other side of the ball, the Colts defense held up nicely last weekend, holding a usually explosive Seahawks offense to 314 yards. They rank 11th in total defensive expected points added, which is solid, even if they are not exactly a no-fly zone against opposing passers, sitting 14th in expected points added per pass and allowing 7.1 yards per attempt, which is 16th. Given the context of their season, you would expect that group to be fully locked in on Monday because their margin for error is thin and they know it. San Francisco rolled in Week 15, handling the Titans in a game that was mostly comfortable until some late window dressing on the scoreboard. They jumped out to a 31-10 lead, then eased off the gas a bit and still ended up covering the closing number of -12.5 after a late field goal with a couple minutes left. In the big picture, this 49ers team grades out as pretty average overall, but with strong leadership and generally solid quarterback play, sitting 4th in completion percentage and 10th in yards per pass. They, too, are involved in the playoff traffic jam in the NFC West, so there is urgency on their sideline as well. If the postseason started right now, San Francisco would be in the field, and they still have a friendly closing stretch with 2 home dates in Week 17 and 18. The Colts, by contrast, are on the outside looking in, so every snap takes on must-win energy for them. Their remaining slate is no picnic either, with 2 more divisional games against AFC South rivals that know them well and usually bring extra physicality. The 49ers are playing their steadiest football of the season and trying to climb the playoff ladder, while the Colts are rolling with a 44-year-old quarterback for a second straight week, which explains why the spread is inflated the way it is. Still, this is a spot where it makes sense to ease off the hype around San Francisco just a bit. Their current 4-game winning streak has come against the Cardinals, Panthers, Browns, and Titans, a collection of teams that is a combined 15-41 straight up this year. Meanwhile, Indianapolis nearly shocked Seattle on the road last week as a 2-touchdown underdog, which is not the kind of effort you just shrug at. Rivers now gets a full normal week of practice in this system. The defense is still respectable, and the Colts are 4-1 against the spread as an underdog this season, with 2 of those covers being outright wins. They are a desperate team, playing for their postseason lives, which usually means trick plays, aggressive 4th down calls, and a general sense of nothing to lose. On the flip side, since 2023, the 49ers are 4-6 against the spread as road favorites of 5 or more points, which hints that the market sometimes pushes them a little too high when they are laying a big number away from home. We can reasonably expect the Colts to empty the playbook and throw the kitchen sink at San Francisco here, and grabbing a full touchdown with that profile is more than acceptable on a Monday night stage. As our first pick for this matchup, the Indianapolis Colts to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The total is trickier, and the hesitation from the market makes sense because so much of it rides on Rivers and what his second act really looks like. He looked fine in his first game back, but it is fair to stay cautious about how high his ceiling is at this age and after such a long break. Indianapolis has no shortage of offensive talent around him, but on the other sideline is a seasoned defensive coordinator in Robert Saleh, who will spend all week cooking up ways to exploit the fact that Rivers has not seen live NFL bullets in 5 years. At the same time, you have a sharp offensive mind in Shane Steichen spending all week with Rivers and the Colts offense, tweaking the script. One key detail here is that San Francisco brings the weakest pass rush in the league in terms of sack rate, getting home on just 3.23% of dropbacks. Combine that with a run defense that ranks 21st in defensive expected points added per rush and allows 4.3 yards per carry, which is 17th, and you start to see how Indianapolis can move the ball in a calm, methodical way. For an aging pocket passer like Rivers, that lack of pressure is huge, and it should help the Colts sustain drives, especially with the comfort of playing indoors at home. Since Brock Purdy returned, the 49ers offense has stabilized quite a bit. Across 4 games, he has only turned the ball over in 1 outing, that strange 3-interception performance against the Panthers back in Week 11. Outside of that, his numbers look very steady, completing 83 of 117 passes, roughly 71%, with 8 touchdowns. The problem has been the ground game, which has lagged behind expectations at 3.5 yards per rush. That becomes even more relevant here because Indianapolis is a top-tier run defense, ranking 4th in defensive expected points added per rush. Put those things together and you are likely to see San Francisco lean heavier on the passing game, which usually means more clock stoppages, more chunk plays, or more quick possessions that give the ball back to the opponent, all of which tend to help a total push higher. You also get the move indoors for this matchup, which matters more than people sometimes admit. Rivers gets another full week to mesh with the offense, and he is no longer dealing with the noise and weather at Lumen Field. San Francisco is finally healthy on offense, which adds even more scoring potential to the mix. Projection models like the Blitz have this total around 52.1 points, and the Colts have not really slowed their pace with Rivers under center compared to their season baseline. Even though his raw line last week looked modest, he still attacked downfield with 8 throws of at least 10 yards and peppered his running backs with 9 targets, which hints at a more aggressive overall approach rather than a pure check-down-only plan. Steichen has already said the game plan can shift week by week, so there is room for more vertical shots in a controlled environment. San Francisco's defense just gave up 24 points and 6.2 yards per play to Tennessee, while Purdy looked sharp coming out of the bye, which reinforces the idea that both offenses can pull their weight here. The 49ers are also 6-3-1 to the over at home or indoors, which fits the general pattern that controlled conditions tend to boost offensive efficiency and finishing in the red zone. All of that points toward a game where both teams move the ball and create enough scoring chances for the total to land on the higher side of expectations. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed, subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.